everyone, it's Cassie and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, if you can tell by the background, is my TBR for August. Crazy that it's August, but I think I say that every single month. But I am so excited to be back playing my TBR game. It's my favorite video to make, favorite video to watch of other booktubers, so it's the best time of the month for me. Let's just get into TBR. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both of those will mean the absolute world to me. My Instagram, Twitter, Goodreads, and Amazon wishlist will be linked in the description box below if you're interested in checking any of those out. And let's get into the TBR. I always forget to do this at the beginning of each TBR, but recap on last month. I had 5 books on my TBR, but I added a 6th because there was a book that I really wanted to read, didn't get on my TBR. So far, I've read 3 of the books that were on my TBR, the one that wasn't technically on my TBR, but I added it, and I'm currently reading another one. It's the 26th. I might be able to finish 2 books, but I might not. I actually have no idea. Right now, I'm not doing punishments because life's crazy. But I just thought I'd let you know that I almost finished this TBR. I might still finish it. I might not. So if you have never seen my TBR videos, basically I have this board back here full of prompts. I roll 2 dice, 2 die, I don't know, and I say die or dice wrong, so just ignore that. But I roll 1 to pick the prompt across, roll 1 to pick the prompt down, see where it meets in the middle. That's our prompt for the book. And now if I get doubles, I'm adding another book. I'm doing 5 rolls, and I replace the prompts so they're getting constantly switched out. But I'm pretty sure I did probability in high school math, but I'm pretty sure some of these have gotten picked like multiple times, and some of them haven't been touched once in the 7 times that I've done this. So hopefully we get some different ones. If you want to watch any of those other TBR videos, I will link them in the description box. There'll be a playlist. Comment down below what you're reading in August if you have it planned, and comment down below if you have a TBR game. I would love to watch it, or just a TBR. Love a TBR. They're my favorite. Let's get into the first roll. And as always, I have my little amateur setup, so let's just roll the first one. We got a 5 across and a 3 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Mystery thriller. I love that. That's quite easy for me. Let's replace that with failed TBR book. For the first roll, I got the prompt mystery / thriller, which, if you don't know, that's my favorite genre of books, so love to get this prompt. But I'm actually gonna pick one that I don't own yet. The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead comes out on August 16th. She is the author of In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which was my favorite book of 2021, so you could say I'm pumped about this one. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for it to come out. I don't super know what it's about. I've kind of tried to keep it that way. I believe it's a little bit cultish. Okay, I just read a little bit of the blurb, and yeah, it's about a cult. This woman is trying to take it down. I think she was maybe a part of it for a little bit, and her friend was, and so she's trying to take the cult down. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait for it to come out. That's what I'm picking for book number 1. Let's get into the second rolls. Book number 2, let's start with roll number 1, go to 2, and roll number 2, go to 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. Released 10 or more years ago. Let's replace that with start a series. For the second roll, I got the prompt released 10 or more years ago. This was hard. I thought I had more books that were at least from 2012. Like, I don't know. When I wrote that prompt, I thought I had more. I've had this one for 10 years. I think I got it in like middle school. Maybe I haven't had it for 10 years then. 1999, which is the year I was born. I just picked it because it was short. It's YA, so it's pretty easy to read. I read Along for the Ride for the first time by Sarah Dessen in March, and I quite enjoyed it actually. It was pretty good. It says 15-year-old Coley has never fit in. First, it was because she was fat. Then, after she lost the weight, it was because of a reputation that she didn't deserve. So when she's sent to stay with her eccentric Aunt Mira for the summer, Coley doesn't expect too much. After all, why would anyone in Colby, North Carolina want to bother with her when no one back home does? But Colby turns out to be a nice surprise for her. Almost without trying, she lands herself a job at the Last Chance Bar and Grill. There she meets fellow waitresses Morgan and Isabel, two best friends who teach her what friendship is all about and help her learn to appreciate who she really is. It doesn't really sound like there's a romance, but I feel like pretty much every Sarah Dessen there's a romance, but I could be wrong. So that's what I'm picking for release 10 years ago. That was not on my radar for this month, or pretty much anytime soon. So let's get into the third roll. Third roll for across, we have a 4. And down I have a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I thought I had this. Second chance author. Replace it with even number of pages. For the third roll, I got second chance author. I got this, I don't know, last month or the month before that. Recently, and I had trouble with that before, and I have even more trouble with it now. Well, here's the thing. Most of the books on my shelves I haven't read from the author before, or if I've read from them, I've liked them. That's why I bought more. So, I'm stretching this one. I am going to read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Stretching because I've read 2 of her books, so technically this is my third chance. Daisy Jones and the Six I read just in July, and Malibu Rising. And the reason it's stretching is because I liked both of those books. They just, they're both good, but they both weren't, like, amazing, so I haven't really felt that incredibleness of her, is that a word, of her writing. So I think if one is gonna be it, it's gonna be this one. So that's how I'm gonna twist the prompt into my way, because there's literally no one on my shelves that I've read a book from before and hated it. So I gotta work with what I got. So we're gonna do that. This is about Evelyn Hugo, and she's deciding to finally do like a kind of tell-all interview, and she picks this certain journalist, and then no one knows why she picked this journalist. But it's just like an interview about her life and what she's been through. They talk about the highs and lows of her life and her stardom from the 1950s on. So I'm excited for this one. Like I said, the other books by Taylor Jenkins Reid that I've read, I've liked them both, but they just haven't been that amazing, incredible thing that everyone talks about for me. So we're trying this one for a 5-star, because the other ones got 4 stars, so like, again, they're not bad. Now let's do roll number 4. For roll number 4, the across, we have a 3, and down is a 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Booktuber favorite. Replace it with LGBT plus rep. For book number 4, roll number 4, got Booktuber favorite. I get a lot of books off of recommendations, but some of them I just find whatever. But a lot of them, when I was looking at them, they're not like actual favorites of people. They like them, they're good, but I'm trying to think of ones people have said that they're their favorites, or they've been on favorites of the year lists and stuff. So that's how I ended up with Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, which I'm super excited to read, and I did kind of want to get on my TBR this month, so that actually just worked out, because the second one comes out at the end of August. Does it still? Maybe that's changed, but I think it comes out at the end of August. This could work for many different booktubers: Gavin, Mel, I think like most people that have read this was like on their favorites. This is a middle grade, which I haven't read a middle grade in a hot minute. But this follows Amari. Her brother is missing and no one really seems to care or really be worried about looking for him. Then she finds this suitcase with an invitation to the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs. She goes there to hopefully get some clues about her brother and finding out about this whole other world that she had no idea about with magic. And that might have been a bad explanation, but good enough for me. Most of you probably know what it's about because it was everywhere last year. This was kindly gifted to me by Simone from Beyond Bookish, so I will link her channel below because I really appreciate it. Okay, let's go on to the 5th and possibly final roll, as long as I don't get doubles. Possibly final rolls for Cross. I got a 6 and down got a 6. We will add another book. Of course, I jinxed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, fun! Play TBR game. I'm going to replace that with longest book. So I have to add another roll because of course I jinxed myself and we got doubles. But the prompt that I got was play a TBR game, which I'm super excited about because I don't think I've gotten to do this yet, and this is one I've really wanted to hit. The only thing is a lot of people's games have their own boards and all that, so you can't easily play them. So I'm going to play Becca's Bookopoly, and I'm going to use the board that she used for Bookopoly-thon last year because it's easily accessible. We're gonna roll for that. I'm not counting doubles on that. Here's go. Let's roll. Got an 8. I think I might have used this crystal last year for this readathon, so might as well use again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gods. So playing Bookopoly, I got the prompt gods, which I was kind of scared because I don't have that many options for it. I'm not a super big fantasy reader. I'm trying to be more so, but I'm also trying not to buy books. So, you know, there's a lot going on there. But then I looked at the document where she gave suggestions of how you can view these prompts, and she said you can use a book set with a cult. And another book that I really want to read with a cult is This Might Hurt by Stephanie Robel. I'm so sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce it. I was waiting to read this until after I read The Last Housewife because they're both about cults and trying to like take a cult down, and I am so highly anticipating The Last Housewife. I didn't want to ruin it by reading another book before that about cults. I'm gonna read this after. I'm really excited for this one as well, but I just want to have that prime setting for The Last Housewife, so that's what's happening. But yeah, this one is about a cult called Wisewood, and it follows the character Natalie, and she hasn't heard from her sister in more than half a year. Her sister's in the cult. They commit to 6-month stays. They're prohibited from contact with the rest of the world. No internet, no phones, no exceptions. But the rules are for a good reason, to keep the guests focused on achieving true fearlessness so they can become their maximized selves. Natalie thinks it's a bad idea, but Kit has had enough of her sister's cynicism and voluntarily disappears off the grid. 6 months later, Natalie receives a menacing email from a Wisewood account threatening to reveal the secret she's been keeping from Kit. Panicked, Natalie hurries north to come clean to her sister and bring her home, but she's about to learn that Wisewood won't let either of them go without a fight. So I'm really excited for this one, so I'm glad I was able to get on this TBR, and hopefully I love both this and The Last Housewife, and they're just both amazing cult books. Now we do have another roll because I got doubles, but I'm not going to count doubles if we get it on this one because it was an extra roll to begin with, and I'm just going to count it on my normal 5 rolls. For the last roll, for sure this time, we've got a 3 across and a 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Random letter generator. Replace that with new to me author. For the last rolls, I got random letter generator. So I'm gonna generate a random letter, and that has to be the beginning of the title or author's name. Should I do it 3 times or 1 time? Cute. I don't really think I have anything that's cute. So we're gonna do it 2 more times, like the 3 time, because I don't think I have anything cute. 3. X. I don't think I have anything, so I'm gonna do it 1 more time. Did I hit it? Yeah. S. That's easier, but I don't know what I'm gonna pick. The book that I picked for S is Velvet Was a Night by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. The reason I picked this one is because I did start this before. I got 30 pages in. This was on a previous TBR, I think last year, and I bought the audiobook for it, or I used like an Audible credit, and then I never finished it because I didn't finish it in time for the next month, so I only got 30 pages in, so I just softly DNF'd it. So I want to actually be listening to my audiobooks and actually be using my Audible credits, because it kind of makes no sense that I'm paying for it and not using them. So I'm gonna go with this one. If I decide to change it, don't get mad at me. I'll tell you what I would change it to. I would change it to The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson, because I am doing a vlog where I could read this for it. I just bought this and I'm super excited for it, and it's been like a book that I've wanted to read for probably 2 years now. I might switch it to this, but I'm gonna try not to, because I need to read this one since I have the audiobook. But this one's about these people that meet at an airport and they decide to kill the girl's husband or something like that. But I think I'm gonna try and go with this one. It's a short read anyways. It's like 300 pages. Yeah, under 300 pages. And I have the audiobook, so it shouldn't take too long to read. I'll probably restart it because I don't fully remember what it's about. It's set in the 70s, and I think there's like a gang, and then there's this girl that's separate from the gang, and her best friend kind of goes missing, so she decides to, or I guess it's just her neighbor, decides to go find her, search for her, but I think this gang is also searching for her, so she meets up with this one member and they kind of team up, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. This is my first book by her. Letter S, Sylvia. So that is finally the end of this TBR. I feel like it was longer than a normal TBR, but I could be wrong. But this looks like a pretty good TBR. Some of them I wanted to get on my TBR for this month, like Evelyn Hugo and The Last Housewife. Some of them I had no idea when I was gonna read them. This is the TBR plus The Last Housewife was probably the same size as This Might Hurt. I think it'll be a really good reading month. This is the last month for a couple months that I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of reading done, or a decent amount of reading done, so I'd hope to get my TBR done. But I will talk to you guys more about that in September's TBR. If you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them, or if you're excited about The Last Housewife, let me know, because same. Also, let me know what's on your August TBR, because I'm so interested. And again, let me know if you have like a TBR game or a TBR video. I would love to check it out. I think that is all from me today. Make sure to subscribe and give it a big thumbs up. Both those will mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!